National anthem.
Do you know what's wrong with our number 42, the transfer guy, Adams? He's not dressed that. They're fixing to do the national anthem.
Welcome to Luverne High School football. We're in the quarter rounds of the state 2A championship playoffs, and we're at Montgomery Academy. The Luverne High School Tigers take on Montgomery Academy to see who advances to the next round. Luverne coming in with only 2 losses, and the Academy in with 3. I'm here, Jim Perdue, with Ray Hilburn, high atop the portable press box at Montgomery Academy Stadium. Ray, I don't believe you could get a better night for football than tonight.
A great night for football, Jim. The quarterfinal rounds, this is what it's all about. Expect a great game here tonight, Jim. The speed of Luverne against the discipline and well-organized Montgomery Academy football team.
Shannon Sample has it teed up. We're ready to begin, and he just kicked it off. Ball floats deep into about the 3-4 yard line. Brings it out slowly but meticulously out to about the 20-yard line. Very close. Steady run by number 21 for the Academy.
That's Seth Tatum, the coach's son, Coach John Tatum's son, on the return from Montgomery Academy. And Jim, it's going to be hard to pick up those numbers at Montgomery Academy now. I already can tell.
It's dark numbers against a dark backfield. You're right. It will be very difficult to see. Time is called temporarily. Not sure if what's wrong. It looks like the clock won't start won't stop.
Have a malfunction of the clock here, Jim. Jim, this is a great night for football. I'd say probably in the high 50s right now, just a perfect night for football. This field, you can tell it's really showing wear and tear of a football season being played on it. Saw loose footing. It's kind of wet on the field tonight. I walked out on the field earlier, so that should be the Montgomery Academy's advantage to offset the speed of Luverne.
They've overseeded it with a rye. That's why you see that light green against a dark, probably Bermuda background.
Boy, did you take agronomy at Auburn?
What is that?
That's not astrology now, agronomy, is it?
What's my sign? Centipede. Ray, we can't help but mention it, and I know it's a factor that'll be a part of this game, that last week Luverne broke the streak. Clay County came in last week with 55 straight victories and lost to Luverne in one of the best football games we've seen at Glenn Daniel Stadium.
Yeah, you can't ask for a better football game than what we witnessed last Friday night. Even though it was under a heavy rainstorm a lot during the game, it was just 2 classic teams fighting it out to the end. I tell you, neither one wanted to quit. I believe they'd have fought all night long if it had taken it. But again, yet it's hard to come off a game like that. Plus, with a holiday this week, it's going to be tough to get these kids' mind on this game. But a great backing here at Luverne. We've seen a lot of the great alumni from Luverne here tonight supporting the Tigers.
First play.
Foshie at quarterback.
Right dive. Foshie hands straight up the gut to the right side, and he leaps forward for a gain of about 3 or 4 yards.
That's number 3, John Ellis there, the star running back of the Montgomery Academy Eagles on that carry.
He's a junior.
Hey, John Ellis, they work out of a full house backfield, sometimes the wishbone, sometimes a full house. Keep everybody in tight, very sudden. They don't like to throw the ball unless they have to. They're just real well disciplined, don't make many mistakes.
4 yards on the first play. 21 this time carries. He's met by who? My man, Judson Bowen. Squares him off at the chest and brings him down. That's number 21.
That's Seth Tatum, Coach John Tatum's son, the coach's son. He plays both ways for his Montgomery Academy team.
If you see some rocking, it's not an earthquake. Marty's over here just kicking at us as hard as he can. We're in a scissor lift, a sky lift. We had to bring our own press box, and we're kind of mobile up here, right?
Our first key play of the game right here, Jim, 3rd and 2. Give again is to Ellis, and he gets the first down. Yeah, big
Ellis
play again.
Drives across. He tucks that ball in both arms, keeps his head low, and pushes his way across. Gains about 1 yard past the down marker. 1st and 10 for the Montgomery Academy.
Jim, our viewers can already see the strength of this Montgomery Academy team. It's on that offensive line. Big, strong kids on the offensive line. Know what they've got to do, and they do the job. It's going to be really tough on this Luverne linebackers to really get a read on these plays and try to stop them in the backfield.
Heath Lowry noses up on the ball. Crandall Stow and Rayon Willis at either side. And my man's there again, Judson Bowen, makes a great tackle, but not until he gains about 7 yards.
Tatum again on the carry that time, right up the gut, big hole in the middle. Like you say, our defensive linemen just not being able to make penetration, which has been a trademark of this Luverne defense all year. Rayon Willis, Heath Lowry, Crandall Stout making a lot of penetration, disrupting teams in the backfield. But so far tonight, they have not been able to do that.
He makes 4 look like 7, gain of 4 on the last play.
Give to Ellis.
Good penetration this time by the defensive tackles. Can't see the number yet.
That's
that
Crandall
was
Stout, 70 and 34, Sherrod Wood.
That's the guy who slashed through. Sherrod does, takes a tackle up high, brings up another crucial 3rd and 3, ball at the 40-yard line.
And of course, last week, Sherrod Wood had the game of his life last week, Jim. 3 turnover recoveries, 1 for a touchdown. So big game for Sherrod, and we need another one of them out of him tonight.
Straight split backfield, pitches to Ellis. He's around the corner. And he gains a first down again, Ray. Gain of about 6 yards on the play.
Really the first wide play we've seen yet outside the tackles from Montgomery Academy, Jim. And they show that they have the speed to get outside also.
We're here at Macklemore Field behind Montgomery Academy, home of the Eagles. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. 9:06 left in the first period, and there's no score. We're in the 3rd round, the quarterfinals of the state 2A playoffs.
Boshi behind center.
Dives this time. Had to get over Judson Bowen. Didn't get but about 2.
Jimmy Ballard went in defensive tackle that time. Did a good job penetration that time by Jimmy Ballard. Disrupt the play before Ellis had a chance.
Heath Lowry buries his way inside. Got him at nose man again. Last week he was playing in an up position and then converted back to the nose position, and that's where he starts tonight.
I certainly think that's been one of the keys all year to this Luverne defense, Jim, that able to adjust and change defenses. They've changed a good bit from the 5-3 to the 4-4 back to the 5-3 a lot during games this year.
2nd and 8. Pitch to the backfield. 21 has it. Good penetration. Great tackle.
Great job. Number 9, Fernando Pickett.
Pickett stands him up. Sherrod Wood, Buck Jones, and Mel Willis tattoo him. He knows he played football that time. Number 21 does. And that's Seth Tatum.
Yep. Pickett did an outstanding job that time. He had a blocker on him. Really just played the blocker off, held him up until the carrier got close to him, and just threw the blocker out of the way and made the tackle on Tatum that time. Great
just across midfield, but it's a long 3rd down. First long 3rd down play.
But you see Montgomery Academy is still in tight. Nobody outside.
Split backfield.
But they will throw out of this formation sometimes.
Hand inside. Cross Buck. First down. Great job by the Academy. They gain a first down. Gain of about 7 yards on the play to the 40.
Finally brought down by number 8, Mel Willis, and 11, Deshaun McGee. But this first misdirection play of the night we've seen out of Montgomery Academy, Jim. They use that just like they do a pass play to try to offset this defense. So great play calling by Montgomery Academy so far.
Well, it certainly worked. 1st and 10, ball at the 29-yard line. Luverne's 29, that is. And the Eagles are in the 4-down territory at this point, Ray.
Yeah, inside the Luverne 40.
High backfield, hand to the tailback.
Stood up at the line.
He hits his blockers. They were stood up, and it bounced him back, but he still fell forward for a yard.
51, Bobo Lowry, 21, Jimmy Ballard that time to make the initial stop.
Bobo Lowry, the heat and the heart of that tackle right there. 2nd down and 9, 6:55 left in the first period, and there's no score.
Well, we showed on the last series there, Jim, Montgomery Academy was able to make it on 3rd and long.
Pitch this time takes the corner. Good tackling, blocking out there, and takes him all the way to fence, and he goes over the chain link on the far side. Saw his heels go up.
That looks like the old World Wrestling Federation move every time. It goes up and over the ropes.
Thought somebody would have thrown a chair in there after that.
That's going to be another first down for the Montgomery Academy Eagles, though, Jim.
You're right, Ray. 1st and 10, 6:39 as he goes out of bounds. And we may have chain may have broke, measurement, don't know.
It looks like he has the first down, but I don't know.
I don't see how it could be short. We could use a breather, though. And as we take this breather, let me remind everybody to please go by First Citizens Bank. I can see John Harrison down there in the end zone between the goal posts. Pepsi-Cola of Luverne, Superfoods of Luverne and Ozark, Butler Realty right in Luverne, Alabama, and, of course, Russell Oil with Amoco products here in Montgomery, Troy, and Luverne.
Montgomery Academy did pick up the first down that time, so it'll be 1st and 10 for Montgomery Academy. Montgomery Academy is doing exactly what they wanted to do, Jim. They want to control the ball, keep the ball away from this Luverne offense, and that's exactly what they're doing so far.
You're right, Ray. 1st and 10 inside the 30, about the 29-yard line. The Eagles have it deep in Tiger territory.
Foshee brings them up.
Flag on the play. I don't know what that's called. Either encroachment, probably encroachment or illegal procedure. Far sideline judge throws the flag.
It looks like they're going to back Luverne up 5. It's going to bring up a 1st and 5 now from Montgomery Academy.
Don't need this. You don't need to give this team. They're great on the ground. Not a pass thrown so far. The only razzle-dazzle was a counter play inside.
Yeah, Coach Tatum would rather not have to throw a pass all night. I guarantee that's what he's wanting to try to do. But he knows this Luverne defensive backfield loves to see the ball in the air. They love to pick it off. He will not be willing to put the ball in the air unless he has to or to catch Luverne by surprise.
Heath Lowry's in an up position, kind of confusion.
Give it to Ellis.
Gets in the right spot, but not until he gains about 6 yards. Going to be another 1st down, Ray, down to about the 15, 16-yard line.
Jim Ellis does an excellent job of finding his hole, just picking his way through the hole, jumping over his own blockers, just weaving in and out. Doesn't have a great amount of speed, but really picks his holes well and glides through the line.
Good balance. Keeps his feet under him the whole time. Never extends himself. Doesn't try to slash. Just pick, as you say, Ray. 1st and 10. Ball inside the 20, about a 16-yard line. Hard hitting inside.
Sherrod Wood made the initial contact that time. That's Seth Tatum on the carry again that time for Montgomery Academy. Also helped out by number 50, Rayon Willis.
This field is crowded from one end to the other. The south end to our right is the only place where there's not anybody up against the fences. Otherwise, it's about 4 deep all the way around here at Macklemore Field.
2nd and 9 for Montgomery Academy. Pitches to Ellis.
Pitch again. Ellis takes some room out to the outside.
Good play by number 2, Rodney Lowry, that time from his cornerback position.
Rodney cuts him down, but he still gains about 1.5 yards. Here's that big 3rd down play again, Ray. It's going to be about 3rd and 8.
Earlier, when Montgomery Academy was on Luverne's 47 for 3rd and 7, they was able to pick it up with a sweep to Ellis. So let's see what Coach Tatum calls on this 3rd and long.
Also had a counter play, the only misdirection play, get a 1st down on a previous long down situation. Quick snap. Not really a pitch, just a late handoff outside. Good driving tackle outside by none other than Fernando Pickett, number 9.
It's going to bring up a 4th down situation here for Coach Tatum. Let's see what he chooses to do, and it looks like he's sending the field goal team in.
Perfect night for football. I don't know, it's probably around 50 degrees. Kind of cloudy, holding the heat in for the day. They're calling for rain tomorrow. I sure am glad it's not a wet field tonight. This field doesn't look like it would hold a whole lot of water.
Sure would. Jim, this is going to be from the left hash mark here, so he's going to have a little bit of an angle to kick this ball through. It looks like he's a soccer-style kicker.
Spotted at the 18-yard line. Be a 28-yard field goal. Snap is perfect. It's up, and it is good. So the Eagles take the lead with 4:25 left in the first period, 3-0.
Number 9, Glenn Sylvester on the kick that time from Montgomery Academy.
That was about a 60-yard drive from about the 25 down to the other end of the field, and then a 28-yard field goal, and the Eagles take an early lead.
Jim, this is probably the worst thing Coach Norman feared here tonight is Montgomery Academy showed their authority the first time they had the ball, drove the length of the field on Luverne and got some points out of it. What you want to do against an underdog team is to try to get on them early and get them down, but this is going to really give Montgomery Academy confidence for the rest of this ball game.
I said Luverne takes the ball the first time tonight. Back deep is the deuce, Rodney Lowry. 3, no-name Jackson. And the Harold's boy Heath, number 5, is on the far side.
Jim, we've talked about it all year, how important it is to answer a score with a score. So that's what Luverne's really going to need to do.
What a line drive. That'll make all the way in the end zone.
Through the end zone. And you hear them pads popping out there on the field.
Yeah, I tell you what, when you see number 63 for Luverne hit
Carlos
the dirt,
Walters
Carlos, somebody's tagged him.
That's right. It's going to be
That's an unusual kick there, Ray. He just line drived it.
Never got more than probably 8-10 feet off the ground, but just
which was too high for the deuce to reach. If he had caught it at the 2, it'd have been a real good returnable ball. We'll probably play this a little different if they kick off again.
Yeah, I imagine he'll be a little bit deeper next time. He wasn't all the way back to the goal line to receive that kick.
Normally, you'd expect to be able to backpedal and take a deep kick.
Jim, it's going to be important to see how long Keon Carter can go at quarterback, how long that ankle will hold up tonight.
Fernando Pickett in motion. Hand straight inside. No
That's
surprise
Cecil Jackson.
there.
No gain. May have lost about a half a yard that time.
Still not down. This is not unusual for Luverne to test the inside, and the test gained no yardage.
Second and 10. We're going to see if Luverne has to go to their passing game to really open up this defense of Montgomery Academy.
Brad Watts, first man to touch the ball. Judson Bowen, Bobo Lowry on his right and left. Keon Carter, the quarterback.
Pickett in motion.
Same play in motion. This time he wants to throw, and he does. And then Mel Willis is hit just as the ball reaches him.
Good hit by number 4, Brian Cone, that time from Montgomery Academy. The throw was a little bit low that time to Mel, but by the time his hands touched it, Cone was Johnny on the spot to knock him loose from it.
Brian Cone, a 10th grader, nails Mel Willis just as soon as he touches it. Really good defensive play. Pass had been up a little bit. Mel might have been able to get his hooks on it. Still would not have been a first down.
It's going to make up a 3rd and 10 situation now for the Tigers. Really in need of a big first down here to get some field position back.
Counter play inside. No name Jackson busts his way through.
15-yard
35, 15 yards, and he's got a hurt ankle immediately. He wants to get up. I don't know if his ankle or...
Good run that time. Big hole right in the middle that time. I believe he is cramping. That's unusual this early in the game.
That's right. He stretched himself out to get that extra yardage, and that's where the cramp came in. Cecil Jackson does.
Quick opener right in the middle, Jim. Good burst of speed that time by Cecil Jackson.
Don't want to see this early on. He wants to get up so bad. Wants to play in this ball game. You know, when you get to here, you don't want to be taken out early.
Now, this is definitely going to put Pat Campbell in the game earlier here tonight. It's going to put Luverne on a shortage running back position, Jim. Another key factor for Luverne here tonight, Jim, we haven't mentioned it yet, is the loss of the snapper, long snapper tonight. Justin Rowland is not dressed out tonight. So we have to see how the punts and the extra points and field goal attempts go tonight with a new snapper in the ball game.
Makes you nervous when you see this man go down with what we hope is a cramp, but it's going to make him even more nervous.
But it doesn't look like the cramp. They work a cramp out using, they're just trying to get him off the field for a minute.
I think that's maybe a knee.
Yeah.
It looks awful.
It's just like
Cecil
it's just
Jackson's been the heart of this offense for the last 3 years, really, Ray, and now here he is being kept off the field in the quarterfinals. The Eagles of Montgomery Academy took an early lead, 3-0, with a long, drawn-out ground game, and now the Tigers have responded with a first down, but still on their own 35-yard line.
Campbell is in to replace Jackson at running back, and the give is to Campbell off left tackle.
Campbell pushes his way through, gains almost 5 yards, very close to a 5-yard gain. We'll call it 4 at this point. Campbell has got the speed, he just doesn't have the cuts that No Name Jackson has. They are working on his knee down here.
Nor quite the experience that Cecil has running the ball. And also you need Pat on defense a lot too, so it's going to put him kind of pulling double duty for a while. 2nd and 6 now for the Tiger offense.
I formation, Pat Campbell in the fullback position, Fernando Pickett in motion. Pitches to the deuce. Good block by Campbell, but the response by the Montgomery Academy is terrific. But the deuce pushes his way through across the 40, gain of about 2 after the initial hit.
Yeah, the tackle made that time by number 84, Rush Elliott, along with help from 21, Seth Tatum that time for the Academy defense.
Another big third down play. First quarter's been eaten up with critical third down situations. Luverne had on the first time they touched the ball a 3rd and 10. Now they've got a 3rd and 5 and not yet across midfield.
It looks like right above his ankle is where they're looking at Cecil, Jim.
Keon Carter quarterbacking. Fakes a handoff. All he does is a draw play, and it gets nowhere.
Great read that time. 72 for Montgomery Academy. Jonathan Neighbors did a great job of reading that play from the very get-go that time and brings him down for a loss of about a yard on the play. So now it's going to be left up to Shannon Samples here to get a good punt away. Looks like 64, Brad Watts is in to make the snap on the long snap here, Jim. So 64,
Brad
the regular
Watts,
center.
the regular center.
Good
Try
snap.
to draw him off
Little bit off to the left. And
it's blocked. It's blocked. Ball's on the ground. It's tried to pick up, but he's down at the 31-yard line. kind of off to the left, and that's where the rush came, was from that side of the field.
Of course,
Shannon Samples was not able to get it off.
Left-footed kicker anyway, Shannon is, and that way it just helped. It really helped the defensive man out there to come right into the kicker that time.
First break, we always say in the playoffs, it's field position and turnovers. That's not a turnover, but it's just as good as a turnover.
Just as good as a turnover, because they're going to take over deep in Luverne territory. It's going to be very important that the Luverne defense really bows its back here and at least hold Montgomery Academy to a field goal try here.
That's where that injury to the snapper makes all the difference in the world.
Good penetration.
Great hit. Bobo Lowry draws him backwards, and then the follow through by the rest of the left side of the defense for the Tigers, and there's no gain. First no gainer that the Academy has had all night. As I was saying, when the snapper, the starting snapper on the long snaps, is on the bench without any pads on, it adds a dimension to the game.
It's really
It's a
scary.
team sport, and when the one player off a team is hurt, the whole team is adversely affected. Hand inside,
Good
number
drive.
3 again.
Good drive by the Montgomery Academy offensive line that time. Just really pushed the defense in front of Luverne back that time.
John Ellis pushes his way through, follows some superb blocking, and he gains about 5 yards on that one play.
But Jim, we've talked about all year the importance of the kicking game, and Luverne has certainly been a strong point for them all year. Is a great trifecta of Justin Rowland, Heath Lowry, and Shannon Samples, and now 1/3 of that trifecta is gone. It's going to really play an important part of this ball game tonight.
Not to mention the fact that Keon Carter has got a bad ankle. There's that counter play that worked earlier. This time he goes through Crandall-style Bobo Lowry, and then is finally knocked down by, can't tell, Mel Willis? No, 87 for the Tigers.
That's Terry McGee for his
Terry
cornerback
McGee.
position. But like you say, Crandall-style penetrated the line, made early contact. Ellis shows his great running ability by breaking away from his tackle. Also won by Bobo Lowry before Terry McGee finally brings him down.
4th down, end of the first period. 4th and 1, and Montgomery Academy leads 3-0. The Tigers have had the ball for about 8 snaps.
6-7 snaps is really all. Well, on 3rd down, we got the first down, then on 4 snaps for the next series. So actually, Luverne has handled the ball 7 times offensively, and that's exactly what Coach Tatum had wanted coming in this game, because the way you beat Luverne is to keep the skilled people off the field, and that's what he's been able to do.
Cecil Jackson still on the bench. They're nursing his ankle. I don't know if he'll be able to return or not.
Looks like they're really working on it. I'm hoping he just took a lick on it, maybe just got a deep bruise on it, hopefully. And maybe he will be able to come back in after he can walk on it for a little while, put a little pressure on it.
That's very possible. Second period starts at McLemore Field.
Fourth and short, they're going for
4th and short. Montgomery Academy is going to go for it. Earlier they kicked the field goal.
Jumped.
This time we jump. And that's...
Well, we talked about it before the game, a well-disciplined, well-coached team. I'm sure he changed the cadence that time. Foshee did from the quarterback position, and the Luverne defensive front just jumped off sides that time. So, again, they have to be ready, because this is exactly what Montgomery Academy wants to happen.
1st and 10, ball's on the 22-yard line. Ray, I've noticed that quarterback Foshee has an early, quick snap on every play up until right then. I'm sure it's been like
he
first
changed
sound.
the cadence. Like I said, this is a very smart ball team, Jim. Now they're down on Luverne's 17-yard line.
Hand to the last man, number 3, Ellison. He's nailed, but he still gains about 4 yards.
11,
Very
Deshaun
durable.
McGee really holds on by his ankle that time to really be able to bring Ellis down, but he is just really a squirming, slashing type running back. Very hard to get a real true lick on him.
Very durable too, Ray. If you'll notice, he's taking some licks, but it doesn't seem to affect him very much. Making hard hits out there, but this Montgomery Academy team is showing everything that they said they would be, and that's strength up the middle. 2nd down and 5, flag on the play.
That's going to be motion or either encroachment again.
Kind of late for encroachment, Ray, because there wasn't any movement on the line.
It looks like this is going to be on Montgomery Academy. Illegal procedure probably on the Academy.
If the quarterback goes up and puts his hands on the center, and the center has his hands on the ball, then they'll call encroachment before anything happens. However, if they wait until the snap, that's usually shows a motion on part of the line of the offense, and that's what it was. 2nd down and 10. Balls move back out to the 17.
Going to be very important here that Luverne defense really bows their back here and tries to stop Montgomery Academy here. They got a break here on that 5-yard penalty, so they really need to try to take advantage of it. Stop them with this second down play, make them have a 3rd and long situation then.
2nd down and 10, Ray. You know, we talked about how the letdown after breaking the streak, and you can see it right out there in person.
Not much emotion out there on the field for Luverne.
Not at all. Here's the pitch. Got the outside corner. He's going to have to make some motion out there on the corner, and he doesn't. He's in. Don't know what they call. Flag on the play, though. Touchdown for the Eagles.
It's going to be holding, I think, Jim. It looked like the defensive end for Luverne that time had a good play on it. I think that was...
I think Fernando Pickett came up from the corner, and they just took him by the shoulders and tackled him. He had to go over and pick up his mouthpiece, as a matter of fact, or maybe his chin strap.
So another break for Luverne here, Jim, to back the Academy up again. But Montgomery Academy has shown that they didn't bother by the 2nd and long, 3rd and long situations here. So
that's right. This is really a big play for Luverne. The Academy would have been up 10-0, and that's a hard thing to get back on. These are gritty players out there.
Well, like I said, they just don't make mistakes. They're not going to beat themselves, Jim. That's the thing about Montgomery Academy. You're going to have to earn it if you beat them because they're not going to give it to you.
However, they just had 2 big mistakes. A 5-yard penalty backed them up where they had a long 2nd down play, and then a holding penalty brings back a touchdown, 2nd down and 18.
Luverne jumps
again. Long count. It'll do it every time.
We've got to just be able to watch that ball, be disciplined and watch the ball. You can't listen to the quarterback's count. When you're a down lineman, you just got to keep your eye on the ball, not worry about what the count is. Watch the ball. You move when the ball moves.
3-0. 11 minutes left in the half here at McLemore Field. Luverne High School Tigers against the Montgomery Academy Eagles in the quarterfinals of the state 2A playoffs.
Foshee brings him up, full house
Long
back
count
there.
This time doesn't work, though. Hand to the last guy, and boom, boom, boom. White jerseys are there. Crowd gets into it. Good to see some emotion.
You know who that was led by? Your man, Judson Bowen.
My man is there. You give him a chance to draw a beat on you. It's like shooting at 30-06. He's right there.
A lot of help that time by 5. Heath Lowry also. Johnny on the spot from that linebacker position. Now in that 4-4 defense.
Time is called by Montgomery Academy. Going to do a little adjustment here. 10:39, 3rd and 12. Been a big series here with a block punt, but then the Tigers on defense, with the aid of 2 key mistakes by the Academy, have them backed up for a 3rd and 12. $10:39 left in the half. Tigers trail 3-0, but more important, Ray, 3rd and 12. Coach Tatum has a choice. Do you run it toward the center of the field, hope for a big 1st down play, but also set up a field goal, or uncork the first pass? The Academy hadn't aired it out yet. Let's see what they do.
Still in a tight formation, although they are got a wing back here, Tatum to the right side. They've broken the bone this time.
He wants to pass. There's the pass I was looking for, and the ball is scooped, and it is
He's going to say, good catch.
Oh, my goodness. He did not catch that ball, Ray, but he's giving it to him.
That's number 84, Rush Elliott, that time on the catch from Montgomery Academy. A big 1st down. They faked the inside reverse that time to Tatum. It really froze the Luverne linebackers for a minute, and Elliott was open for the catch.
I wish that we had replay on that. You know, I could have sworn that ball bounced. I'm looking through the eyepiece that Marty's got, and it looked like it bounced. But, hey, they call it a catch.
All that matters, that's what they say. All that matters is what the officials call, unfortunately.
1st and goal from the 5-yard line. The Academy has a chance to make a big lead here in the 2nd period.
All of them intact, the bone intact this time.
21 Ellis, there he goes.
That's Tatum, 21.
Tatum, I'm sorry. Tatum goes all the way. Heath Lowry gets caught up in a little squabble on the far side. I tell you what, I don't believe you could break him with a Mack truck, though.
Number 34, Sherrod Wood on the tackle for the Luverne defense that time.
Gain of a yard, 2nd down and 4. It's exciting early on here. The Tigers from Luverne must come around, bow their backs, force them into a 2nd field goal.
You need a big play here, Jim, from the defense.
Academy's had 3 big 3rd down plays, the last being the last catch.
And then 1 4th down play.
Toss to 21. He stood up at the goal line. He's not there. Look at the
Good
white
job
jerseys.
by a host of Luverne defenders that time. Good pursuit that time
as they
for
peel
Luverne
off.
defense.
63 is
DeCarlos Walter,
DeCarlos
66, Justin Bowen, 34, Sherrod Wood. and also help from the cornerback over there on the side. I think that was.
And Mel Willis is also there.
Mel Willis and Rodney Lowry both from the secondary.
So it's going to be 3rd down and about a yard. This is a big play because they must decide again, do we kick or go? I suspect they'll go 2 downs.
They have 2 downs here inside the 1, I'm sure. Bone is still intact. Everybody intact.
Hand inside. He dives, and he's in. Touchdown for the Eagles. The Eagles take a 9-0 lead. 8:52 left in the half. The Tigers on offense have had the ball for 7 offensive plays, and the 8th was a blocked punt, and that's made the difference here tonight.
But, Jim, if anybody can come back from a deficit, it's this Luverne team, because they're unlike a lot of high school teams. You know, most high school teams aren't used to coming or throwing the ball, but Luverne, that is their part of their game plan, is throwing the football.
John Hunter Foshee, the quarterback to hold. Snap is there.
Sylvester puts it in there.
Sylvester kicks up, and it's good. And it's 10-0. 8:52 here at McLemore Field. The Tigers trail in the quarterfinals. Sylvester is ready to kick off back deep.
Rodney Lowry is deeper this time.
Rodney Lowry is deeper. He's inside the 5. Let's see if he hits a line drive again. He does that. Squirts it. Gonna make into the end zone again.
Gonna still be in the end zone. Number 23, Tony Parks, was back deep that time, too, taking Cecil Jackson's place on that kickoff return team.
So the Tigers get their hands on the ball for only their 2nd series, and they trail 10-0 with 8:52 left in the half.
But, Jim, Coach Tatum just couldn't draw this up any better if he was trying to draw this up the way it's done, because Luverne really just has not had the ball in their hands, and that's what you have to do when you got the skilled people they have. You want the ball offensively, put it in their hands. They're going to make a big play sooner or later, but really they have not had their chances. Let's hope they don't try to push it here and just stick to the game plan and still get back in this ball game with a score.
I formation, slot right.
Looks like he's checking off.
Long count. He wants to pass the whole way.
Plenty of time. Short
skips it to Mel Willis, and good thing he short skipped it because it would have been intercepted. Good break on the ball by number 4, who is Brian Cone.
Who made the big hit earlier on Mel Willis.
Real quick, small backs back there. These young guys from Montgomery Academy are playing just as good as we suspected they would. And it is 8:46 left in the half.
One bright point there, Jim. Keon Carter had all day to throw the ball that time under no pressure at all. They really need to keep the pressure off Keon tonight.
Pass again. Throwing it deep. Willis is
Mel
there.
Willis.
He's got it. They're going to have a race on their hands here. They won't catch him. Mel Willis has gone all the way. Touchdown, Tigers!
Just like we said, you get the ball in the hands of the skilled people, Jim, they'll make the big play. That time, Keon Carter faked the short pass. Mel Willis went on a takeoff. He was 1 step behind the defender. Keon put it right on the money.
Now the Montgomery Academy side sees what Luverne has gotten here with. Probably were kind of wondering, how did this team get here? First 7 times or 8 times they touched the ball, kind of real flat. This time, what happened?
That's what can happen with your good skilled people, Jim, and just get the ball in their hands. Big things will happen. Just turn this around. Hopefully this will fire this Luverne team up.
And just like that, it's 10-6. Tigers trail by 4.
Let's see how this snap is here.
Heath Lowry's there to take the snap.
Good snap.
It's down. It's up. And it is good.
This may break a window.
He may have taken out. I hope they've got insurance. They've got a net over those windows over there on the bay windows here at the beautiful campus of Montgomery Academy, and the Tigers have brought it back to within 3. 8:35 left. McLemore Field in a shaky press box.
Jim, I don't know how the team feels, but I know I certainly feel a lot better right now after getting that touchdown back.
Boy, Mel Willis had 2 men right on him. All they had to do was dive, but he's pulled his foot up, and when he put the 2nd step down, he had 3 yards. 4th step, he had 5 yards, and then it was over. He was gone.
But Jim, this field's too wet to say they had dust in their eyes, but they certainly had some mud in their eyes when he was going towards that end zone.
I couldn't believe it. It was obvious where he was going the whole time. Willis on the previous play cut short. I think it was Fernando Pickett was available long, and they reversed the roles on that.
But the whole key to that, Jim, was a pump fake by Keon, though. That froze the defensive back for a minute.
Shannon Samples boots one deep. It's taken at the 1 yard line. Fumble. It's a muff. It's at the 5. He's hit once. He's hit twice. And he's down at the 3 yard line. Heath Lowry is the man.
Got a man down. Luverne has a man down. It's 51 Bobo Lowry.
Bobo Lowry is down, and he's
really
a big part of the line.
Really some licks being passed tonight.
If you get Heath Lowry fired up in this ball game, you're going to see some sparks. That guy knows how to dress out and play football.
Number 51, Bobo Lowry, down for Luverne. Bobo, of course, plays both ways, Jim. Bobo's really a key man in this offense and defense for Luverne.
Bobo Lowry's up. He's walking off the field on his own power. Probably just got a real good hard lick. But now the Academy faces something they hadn't faced tonight, and that is the ball is inside their own 5 yard line, thanks to people like Bobo Lowry and Heath Lowry.
Really spread our defense out right now, Jim.
Hand inside. He's mauled by a bunch of white jerseys.
50, Rayon Willis, along with 22, Pat
Judson
Campbell,
Bowen, Pat Campbell. They're all in there. As I said earlier, they better hope they just hurt Bobo and didn't make him mad. Looks like the Tigers have got some fire in their eyes. That's what they needed. Loss of a half a step, 2nd and 11. Inside game falters. First time we've seen that tonight for the Academy.
And Jim, we'll talk again about field position being such a key to the game here. Montgomery County really needs to get a first down here to be able to give a punter some room.
Hands to the outside this time. Good lead block by number 15.
That's Hunter Gross.
See him come through. Gross does a great job of just
clearing
like
the path.
A mule leading a plow, pushes his way through.
Gain of about 6 yards.
Hate to bring up mule and plow at Montgomery Academy. It just doesn't seem to fit.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and long situation. So far tonight, Montgomery Academy has been able to handle any type 3rd and long situation, Jim.
How about a John Deere and a New Harrow?
That's right.
3rd and long. They've had 3 real good 3rd down conversions earlier tonight. Let's see what happens. Early snap. Hand inside, and he's down. He's not there, Ray. He's short. He's out to about the 11 yard line.
That was number 15, Gross. I think that's his first carry of the night that time, trying to catch the defense by surprise. But Luverne stayed at home that time and brings Gross down before he picks up the first down.
This time they'll punt from their own end zone. Number 7 is the quarterback, Holder, and now he's the punter, and that's Fauci.
Jim, big number 70, Crandall Stout in the middle of that defensive line for Luverne. Had a big block punt last week. He shanked it.
Saw Crandall Stout coming in and had to get that ball off a little quick. And it rolls dead at the 31 yard line, and the Tigers are back on offense.
Great field position for the Luverne Tiger offense this time. Hopefully they can grind it out here and get some points out of this.
Great field position, Ray. Mistakes, field position. That's always the key when you get to this point. And it looks like the Tigers have capitalized on a mistake. One, a muffed on the field goal, on the kickoff, and then now a shanked punt. 1st and 10, I formation. Keon Carter's a quarterback. Brad Watts prepares to snap.
Campbell and Lowry behind Carter.
Fakes a handoff inside. He's got time. He throws it out in the flat, incomplete pass. Good, smart, heady play by Keon Carter. Would have been a loss of about 7 yards, and instead it's just an incomplete pass.
And really an advantage that Campbell dropped the ball also, Jim, because he had men right on the top of him. So now at least Luverne can regroup and go back to a 2nd and 10 rather than a 2nd and 13 or 14.
That was really a coverage sack. Had plenty of time to throw it, nobody to throw it to. 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, Montgomery Academy is trying to just rush the 4 guys. They're pretty much keeping 7 men back on pass coverage.
Luverne stays in the eye. Pat Campbell is the fullback. The Deuce Lowry is at tail. Hands to Campbell. He pushes his way through, gains about 4 yards straight up to gut. Luverne's in 4 down territory. It's 3rd and about 7.
Jim,
I wouldn't be surprised if we don't keep it twice and that we have 2 options. Go for a 1st down or a field goal. Shannon Samples is certainly capable once the nose gets close to the 20, or at least inside the 25.
Jim, it's good to see Bobo Lowry back in there at left guard, his left guard position now for the Tigers. I think he just got his bell rung a little bit earlier.
Staying in the eye.
Watch for something to Buck Jones here. Nope, they give it.
Keon calls his own number. He pushes his way through across the 24-yard line, kind of a busted play, and he does what your head tells you to do, follow where the ball could have gone.
Yeah, it's going to bring up a 4th and 3 situation now for the Tiger offense. It's going to be a decision time for Coach Norman.
I think he's going to go for it. Won't have a field goal here.
It would be a tough angle for Shannon, plus it'd be about a 42-yarder. That'd be pretty tough on this poor field here tonight, the way the field conditions
Very sandy base out here, Ray. They put a lot of sand on this field, and then it's a slick grass situation.
Montgomery Academy, 4-4 defense.
Pass the whole way. Keon Carter, he's got the corner. He may try to get it on a bad ankle, and he's going to be real close, Ray.
Jim, on a good ankle, Keon Carter has it all day, but here it's just a struggle for him to get around the corner.
Depends on the spot the whole way, Ray. They'll have to draw the chains over to see. They're looking close. Man in the white hat points. He waits.
Still looking.
And he calls timeout. It's that close.
No, they say Montgomery Academy ball. 1st and 10.
Wait a minute, are they not going to measure this?
No, they're going to.
How can you look that long and that close? What's really funny is that, well, I'll be. Okay, I'm not going to say a thing.
Hey.
I'm surprised they don't get a measurement. Butch apparently is satisfied with that. Field position remains in favor of the Tigers. Now the defense has to bow up. Hand inside.
Good hit.
Good hits. I tell you what, when they fake the ball, Lowry goes in. The other guy said, hey, look, I do not have the ball. I don't want Heath Lowry in my face.
But 51 Bobo Lowry brings Ellis down that time.
So the tandem of Bobo and Heath take out the 2 potential runners and just sorted them out to see which one had the ball. 2nd down and 10. Gain of maybe a half a step.
Looks like this defense is figuring out this running game of Montgomery Academy now.
Quarterback keeps.
Foshee keeps.
Inside.
Takes
Boy,
a
he
big
paid
lick
for it. Mel Willis puts a tattoo on him.
But he's right back up, pats Mel on the shoulders. I'll be right back next time. Good job by
Foshee is a 10th grader, Ray. Isn't that hard to believe?
It sure
Does
is.
It all.
Very heady, though. Very heady guy, good athlete. Listen, there's a lot of good athletes to pick from here in Montgomery, Jim. I'm sure they have their share of them.
Montgomery Academy is a private school, but plays in the Public School Association, obviously.
And as we see across the way, they won the state championship in 1987, and it's a very tough classification.
Big 3rd down play again, Ray. The pitch.
It's to Ellis.
Number 3, Ellis is there. He's across close.
He's going to be
on
close.
The spot.
First name.
Very close. Got a kind of a generous spot on that.
Great individual effort by Ellis that time, though. He knew he was close to the 1st down. He just dived over the pile trying to get close to it.
I think they're going to have to measure
this. They will
this
measure
one.
here.
So as we pause for the measurement, let me remind you, go by First Citizens Bank, see William Petrie, John Harrison, and all the gang. Drink Pepsi-Cola. I drink Diet Pepsi every day. Go buy Superfoods. Superfoods is one of your best places to buy groceries in Crenshaw County, and I can't believe it. Woo!
They didn't really try to stretch it very far, did they?
My goodness.
Well, this is a game of inches, Jim. There's no doubt about it.
Well, he straightened the ball up, and then he called it 1st down. I knew it was trouble when he said it's our ball. Butler Realty and Timber Company, and, of course, Russell Oil. Amoco Products in Troy, Luverne, and right here in Montgomery.
Foshee brings him up.
Wishbone hands the last guy. Good penetration and then better tackling.
Deshaun McGee, number 11, made the penetration, tried to bring Tatum down. He breaks that tackle, but he's finally brought down by number 9, Fernando Pickett.
Deshaun McGee gets in there, and it's kind of tentative as if he wasn't sure he had it. I bet from now on he hits him, locks up, regardless of who has the ball.
Jim, we saw last week, Luverne did the best job all year last week tackling. They just didn't miss tackles. Tonight, we're seeing them miss tackles again. I don't know if it's concentration or what it is, but we're seeing a lot more missed tackles tonight than what we saw last week.
You're right, Ray. Probably concentration. Here's the fake pitch, counter inside. It works big.
And he picks up another first down.
Close to the 1st down. Believe he has it.
34 to Sherrod Wood on the tackle for Luverne, not before Tatum was able to pick up that 1st down.
That's number 21, Seth Tatum. That counter works potently.
Well, that's always worked against the Coach Daniel defense most of the time. Misdirection, things like that, because they're working off reads. But they will adjust to that soon and be ready for it.
I can't believe they're measuring this one now.
No, offense, they look like he had this one by plenty.
You know, Ray, I noticed a while ago that they had the little coin that you measure, and you see it hanging on the chain there. They had it on the line closest to the ball instead of the line furthest from the ball, and so as a result, they didn't use the chain gang's marker to measure with. And those little things like that can make a difference. Tigers give up another first. Montgomery Academy back into their road hog type ground gaining offense.
Now Luverne drops back into the 5-3 defense that time. Ellis got some room.
By Ellis. He's on the corner. 87 McGee is there to tackle him after he gains about 13 yards.
Ellis shows good speed around the right side that time, Jim. Really sees a hole and just bursts through it for a big first down gain.
Carries that ball a little loosely, I noticed then. If he has a fault, that would be it. But there has not been one fumbled except by the muff on the kickoff by Montgomery Academy. Cross midfield, ball's down to about the 44-yard line.
Give it to
Hand
Tatum.
Inside, hit by Heath
Blocks
Lowry
another
first.
tackle. He breaks another tackle, though, by Lowry. Tatum really breaks the tackles. Jim, and I tell you what, if you want to get this Montgomery Academy team, last year was the time to do it. They suffered through a losing season, one of their few they've ever had. This year came through with a big season, but you look at this roster loaded with 10th and 11th graders. They're going to be a super team next year, I guarantee.
Right quarterback, Tatum, is a 10th grader.
Ellis, the running back's 11th grader. Tatum, the running back's an 11th grader. We saw the defensive backs a while ago, it was 10th graders. So they are a very young team still.
Foshee takes a snap. Don't throw his second pass.
Willis on the...
It's out in the flats.
Willis made him rush that pass that time. Rayon Willis right on top of Foshee that time. He really had to just get rid of it.
And it was a smart pass. He was man open deep, but he had no chance of stopping and putting his back foot
That's
down.
Right. He could not plant. He just threw it off his front foot that time and got rid of it out of bounds.
3rd and long again. Montgomery Academy has been a 3rd down team so far tonight. They've only missed on one occasion.
Coach Tatum has done a great job calling the plays tonight too, Jim. Just really has this defense on its heels rather than on its toes. It's taking the aggressiveness away from this Luverne defense.
I take that back 2 occasions. They've had a field goal and a punt.
Fake the crossbar. It's the same pass I had earlier. It's up in the air.
It's
and
intercepted.
McGee's got it.
Terry McGee's got the ball. He steps out of bounds.
Jim, the 5th pickoff of the year for Terry McGee in very limited playing time. McGee is just a big play defensive back, Jim. He threw a dying quail that time. Foshee would love to have that ball back, I guarantee you.
He did not want to throw that ball tonight, and now we know why. That ball floated up there. 2 Luverne players were there to intercept.
McGee did a great job keeping his eye on the ball because Justin Bowen really had him blocked from the ball. McGee, with great concentration, able to still make a catch on that ball that time. Great concentration by 87 Terry McGee.
Keon Carter runs on the field, Ray, and notice he limps a little bit. He's got 1 minute and 13 seconds to take this ball about.
The quick out will really work here, Jim. The defensive back's about 15 yards back. There you go.
And
good read.
Throws it to Pickett. Fernando Pickett gains across to close to the first down.
Good read that time by Keon Carter. Jim, you saw the defensive backs about 15 yards deep. I said anything quick will work. Sure enough, that's what Keon did. Got it to Pickett very quick, and he picked up almost enough for a first down. And he does. It's enough for a first down.
Plays soft on that. We need to hurry up, though.
Jim, I think we've got all 3 of our timeouts left, though. We haven't used any of our timeouts.
But the clock is cranked.
I've been to say they didn't quite have the chain set that time when the clock set.
We're on their field. The rules apply to them. Taking our time coming up. This time they play tighter.
Looks like a blitz.
A long one here.
They are coming with 2 linebackers this time.
Throw is deep to Willis again. Mel Willis is there.
Got a hand, and there's a flag.
Flag is thrown. Mel Willis was there. He was tipped, knocked, bumped.
Still almost brought the ball in, though, with one hand, Jim. Remember, this is not at the spot of the foul. It'll be a 15-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage.
And it could be offensive pass interference, and it is, Ray. Yeah. I feared this, but this ball was tipped first before Mel Willis ever touched the other guy, but that's not going to happen here. Unbelievable. That's a loss of down, too, Ray. I can't believe that, because that ball was tipped, and then Mel positioned himself to catch it, and once it's tipped, it's anything goes.
So it's going to bring up second and long now for Luverne.
Ray. Have you ever seen me like
that? No, not like when everybody's just going for the ball that time. I really didn't think it was defensive pass interference.
No, I didn't either.
But it certainly wasn't offensive pass interference either.
When the ball is tipped, there is no pass interference if it happens after the tip, and that's the way it appeared to this completely non-biased observer. Keon's in a rush. He's got to throw it, and he can't do it.
That's a coverage sack, exactly.
I noticed Mel Willis and also Buck Jones in the same area. Had to be a blown route there, and that left Keon in a very bad position.
Well, Jim,
running now.
Jim, we haven't seen the use of the screen pass, which has been a big weapon in the Luverne's offense all year long. So I don't know. It looks like Coach Norman just be willing to go in trailing 10-7, it looks like.
He may call a timeout late.
No, he tells them not to run.
Don't
just
run.
going to lay on it. That's what he says.
Snap.
And Luverne will go in trailing 10-7 at half.
So Luverne trails 10-7 after a crucial interception and an inability to convert, and the Tigers trail 10-7 here at McLemore Field. Ray, a very exciting ball game.
Exactly right. And it should be a great second half, Jim. Y'all stay with us, and it should be a very exciting second half here.
to scatter through. The rules are simple. You can go where you want to go, stay in step, and end up where you ask you to end up.
It's the second half, quarterfinals, 2A state playoffs, and the Tigers trail 10-7. A very exciting first half. Tigers get to receive, and Ray, it's everything it was cooked up to be. It's everything it's supposed to be in a third round of a playoff.
Yeah, when you get this deep in the playoffs, they aren't any easy games. It's just a matter of breaks and field position.
The Deuce has it. He brings it out. He's got a full head of speed, and he's out to about the 25, 27-yard line.
Jim, Rodney Lauer did a great job that time. Once he felt a little pressure that time, he covered it with both hands that time and did a great job of not allowing Montgomery Academy to rip it from his hands.
Yeah, this is the first time we've had a return on a kickoff. Brings it out to the 27, gain of 7 off of it going into the end zone. But the biggest thing, it forces Montgomery Academy to defend the return.
Jim, I was talking to some Montgomery Academy folks at halftime. They said he's pretty much kicked off that all year, just a line drive type kick. He's a soccer player, and that's really the way he kicks the football, like a soccer ball.
I noticed he gets about a 20-yard running start, too, unusual.
Give in the middle there to
Straight
Campbell.
Dive. Campbell pushes his way through, gains about 4 or 5 yards on that, maybe even 6.
Jim, did you hear anything from Cecil Jackson at halftime? I noticed he's still on the sidelines trying to walk it off, but I don't know if we'll see him in the second half or not.
No, I don't think so. I see he's limping very pronounced now.
Of course, Keon's limping pretty bad, too, I noticed at halftime.
I said 6, make it 4. Kind of hard to tell. This field is not in very good
No, it's not in great
situation
shape.
now. I formation. Split wide right. Do you see that right?
Defensive end, you was offside.
He jumped off sides, looked over at the referee and said, are you going to call it? And he said, no, sir. I will, I guess I will.
Yeah, he knew it was offside and just waiting on the official to call it that time, Jim.
That's strange. That's the first miscue they've had. Luverne's had 3 like that so far. Offside penalties, brings up 2nd and 1.5.
Interesting call him for Coach Norman. Do you take a chance here and go for something deep, or just go ahead and try to pick up the first down?
I expect almost anything.
Well, Jim, you know the little 10th grade defensive back got burnt earlier, so you look for him to give Mel Willis a lot of room on these plays.
Hand straight inside to Campbell.
Gets the first down.
Campbell gets the first, and that's it. Didn't get a whole lot more, but it forces that line to respond. I know linebackers have got to be thinking pass. I did think that in the second half we'll probably see more and more wideouts. You split this defenders up to where they've got to one-on-one, And I believe Luverne will have an edge in that.
Well, and Mel Willis has certainly got their respect, and Keon Carter with that long touchdown pass they had in the first half. They've got to give them more room. And I think it will open up the passing attack of the Luverne Tigers.
1st and 10, balls at about the 38-yard line.
The little quick outs will work right now, Jim. They give them a lot of room over there.
Hand to Campbell. He's got the speed. He's around the corner. Good block by Mel Willis. And Campbell carries across midfield to about the 44-yard line.
Jim, great blocking by the right side of the line over that time. And you know who's over there on that side? That's Buck Jones, Brock Sims, and Judson Boyd on that right side.
Gain of almost 20. I'll call it about 19 on the play. Ball's at the 44-yard line. Tigers are winning it on the ground now, Ray.
Campbell comes out for rest, and you got the Lowry boys in the backfield now, Heath and Rodney.
Heath, number 5 in the red legs. The Deuce is back. Heath has the ball. He's still on his feet. Dives his way, pushes. Heath Lowry does down
5 yards in the middle.
Gain of 5 up the middle.
And he loves it, I guarantee you, Jim. He plays everywhere, and he wants to be in there on every play, and he gives it all he's got every play.
Heath Lowry is a rugby football player in an American football game. That son of a gun loves contact.
If he weighed as much as his heart weighs, Jim, he'd be over 300 pounds.
Absolutely. 2nd down and 5. I formation. Willis Pickett here on this side. Hand to Heath Lowry again. Heath has got some room. He cuts. He's down to about the 20. Heath Lowry busts a quick opener up the middle.
Big hold on the right side that time, Jim, and Heath Lowry really toasts the mail.
That's
what you call leadership, Jim. That's what they need.
Heath Lowry runs off the field at about 250.
Yeah, that's right.
He was bowed up and blown up on that one, Ray. 1st and 10, ball at the 20.
Well, he's really been a leader for this team all year, Jim, and that's what they really need. And, of course, this is a senior-dominated team, so they know what job needs to be done.
I formation, jump again. Montgomery Academy showing a few mistakes that they didn't show in the first half.
Well, they're getting back on the heels right now, Jim, and they're having to take every chance they get to try to get back in that backfield and stop a play before it gets started. And that's Keon Carter can just change his cadence just a little bit, and it pulls them offside each time.
Puts the ball down close to the 15, 1st and 5. Pat Campbell at fullback, the Deuce Lowry at tailback.
Willis and Pickett both split wide left. Buck Jones, the tight end on the right side, along with Judson Boyd and Brock Sims on that right side.
Brad Watts prepares to snap. He does. Hand inside. No, Keon Carter keeps. And no hole there on the left side. Keon ducks around.
He gets
very smartly pushes his way across the right side. Gain of about 4. 2nd down and 1. Keon does not have the mobility or the speed that he once had, but he's still quite an athlete, and it shows in a situation like that.
It's taken away a lot of our offense since Keon's been hurt. It's taken away our option plays. It's taken away the quarterback draw, but he still lets that ball in his hand. He'll get the tough yardage when he needs to get it.
Ball at 11. We're in the 3rd period. Throw out pass to Mel Willis. 1-on-1, Mel Willis against number 4.
Good job that time by 4.
He finally pulls across and dives for the 1st down. Willis does a great job of breaking loose from Cohn's would-be tackle. Brian Cohn is a great little athlete.
Yeah, he did a good job holding Mel Willis in check that time, but just didn't get enough help quick enough, and Mel was able to break away and pick up that 1st down.
That's senior Mel Willis against a 10th grader, Cohn, and Willis breaks through 1st and goal at the 9.
Cohn's a good, probably 4 to 5 inches shorter than Mel Willis.
Can only hold him for so long, and there wasn't a whole lot of people out there to help. I formation. Throw out again to Pickett. Pickett catches, gains about 2 yards.
Good tackle that time by 21, Seth Tatum that time from his safety position that time on Pickett.
Luverne goes to the air on this drive. 2nd down, gain of about 1 or 2 on that, brings it down to 7.5.
Jimmy's little short passes like this, so sets up other plays. A lot of times you don't care whether you gain yardage on them. You're setting up plays for later on when you give them the pump fake and then go for broke.
Forces the linebackers to go into coverage. You may see a draw. Carter snaps. No, it's a pitch.
Sweep
the
Lowry.
has some corner. He has some room, and he's down at about the 3-yard line. Bring up 3rd and goal as he's tackled at the 3. Rodney Lowry. Oh, they don't give him the 3. They give him the 4. 3rd and goal from the 4. What will Butch Norman do? Go for the touchdown or go for the tie to bring it 10-10? We'll know in a minute. It's 3rd down and 4 3rd and goal from the 4.
Jim, I say if they don't get inside the 2, they'll probably kick the field goal. But if they do, look for something to be running to the right side this time and try to center Shannon Samples.
No, we didn't. I had a blackout. Somebody tripped over the cord, and as a result, we lost power.
But take our word for it. The field goal was good, Jim, and we have a tie ball game here at McLemore Field, 10-10, and we're in for a barn burner here tonight.
It's not a barn burner. It looks like a slow burn at 10-10, Ray. We've seen a lot more offense, but I tell you what, it is straight up football right now. We start a new game with 6:26 left in the 3rd period, and I tell you, you can't beat this for high school football.
That's exactly right. We're going to see some big plays this last quarter and a half too, Jim, I guarantee you. It's just going to be who wants it the most from this point on.
Shannon Samples, who just squared this game off at 10-10, prepares to kick off.
Jim, we've talked about all year, you know, try some field goal attempts because it's going to come down to it before this year's
and
out.
Boy, I tell you what,
this
he
may be
boots
it.
This one. They run together to 2.
Tatum has it now.
Tatum has crossed the center. Good wedge there, and he's out to the 30-yard line.
Finally brought down by number 63 to Carlos Walters that time. Just body blocks Tatum and brings him down. Good
Shannon
return.
Didn't lack much kicking that one in the end zone.
Yeah,
and there was a little confusion on the reception.
He got all of it. Jim, you see the flag just very limp. There's no wind here at all tonight. Except up here where we're at, it seems like there's a gust up here. Maybe that's just your hot air, though, I'm feeling.
That's probably it.
That's right.
There's a lot of motion up here. I know the people are getting seasick watching this, the way we're tilting and swaying.
Montgomery Academy is broken the bone again.
Straight eye. Boom!
Big lick.
Did you see that? He's hit inside by Crandall Stout and then tattooed by my man Judson Bowen, and that was meat on meat there,
But Tatum keeps going forward at time, bounces right back up and goes to the huddle. You really got to hand it to Seth Tatum there. He's really showing his toughness.
Not very many people will knock Judson Bowen backward like that.
These guys, I'm sure, have a super weight program. I mean, you can tell it by looking at these guys. They're all really physical, really muscled up. They finally have a wide receiver out left for the first time tonight, Jim. They've broken the bone, got a wing back plus a wide out to the left.
Hand inside, and there's leather popping in there. I tell you what, we hear those Rydell's barking.
Led by 34.
I mean, they're hitting hard.
34, Sherrod Wood makes first contact for the Luverne Tiger defense.
3rd and 6. Ray, 3rd down has been just what Montgomery Academy's been eating
Third
for
and
supper.
long, 3rd and short. It doesn't matter. They've always been able to adjust and pick up the first down. Looks like now they're intent on trying to spread this Tiger defense out some, though, Jim. They have broken this ball. They're going with the wide receiver now and also a wingback trying to spread this Tiger defense out some.
Buck Jones goes out a little bit. The hand they take to the outside. He dives. He's not there, Ray. Brings up 4th down.
And Jim, we've seen most of this 3rd quarter being played on Montgomery Academy's side of the field, just like we saw last week with Clay County. And it looks like Coach Daniels, again, made his usual great adjustments at halftime.
He does that, Ray. Now, earlier in the evening, this quarterback, holder, punter, selling drinks at halftime, John Hunter Foshee is back, and he shanked it the last time. Let's see what happens now.
Rodney Lowry back deep for Luverne. Good snap.
Really straight
not going to be returned. Luverne really needs to get out of the way of this one.
And that ball's coming back.
Takes the Luverne bounce. Good play that time by number 24 from Montgomery Academy. That's Travis Marshall that time to grab the ball before it bounces back any further, because all it was going to do was come back towards Montgomery Academy's end zone that time.
55 yards away from pay dirt. The ball will be spotted right on the Luverne 45.
Jim, you really see tonight, Montgomery Academy really respects the speed of Luverne. You see it from these defensive backs. You see it from their kicking teams. They don't want Luverne to get out in the open field with their speed.
Single backfield now, Ray. Double tight end formation. Buck Jones, 22 Pat Campbell.
Really
the hand is to the deuce.
Inside.
Good blocking, too, there.
You know, Rodney Lowry didn't touch the ball many times the first half, Jim. I think maybe a couple of times is all Rodney Lowry touched the ball. So he ought to be good and fresh this second half, Jim. And he ought to be able to punish this Montgomery Academy defense.
Bobo Lowry to Carlos Walters did a great job of blocking. I should say, yes, Bobo and DeCarlos on this side to knock that line back. That hole's still there. Throw out. Mel Willis has it. Stiff arms one, gains a first down.
Good tackle again over there by number 4, Brian Cone again, having to play Mel Willis man-to-man. Does a good job of not letting Willis get by him.
Mel Willis tried to stiff arm him. Cone did a great job
Staying
of
low.
keeping his arms around his legs to bring him down. Otherwise, Willis should be making the turn in the end zone.
And they're having a single cover these wideouts, Jim, and it's very, very tough if you're a defensive back looking at these two big wideouts of Luverne's, Fernando Pickett and Mel Willis.
Good pass blocking by the offensive line. Tigers are doing a great job of holding off the rush. Changing his orders at the line. Keon takes a long snap. Hands straight inside, no. He keeps it himself.
Got a good block by Willis.
He's got plenty of room. He doesn't have much legs, but he gains 13 yards. First down, Keon Carter on a keeper to the left side.
24, Travis Marshall on the tackle that time from Montgomery Academy. Good faking job by Keon Carter that time. Jim, our viewers may have seen that time, both wideouts of Luverne is off the line of scrimmage. You saying, looks like we don't have enough people on the line of scrimmage. Remember, we've got 2 tight ends in the game. That's all that you're required to have is 7 men on the line of scrimmage. That's exactly what Luverne's got. So that they're just showing Montgomery Academy something different on every possession.
Can you believe that Marty Ward was faked off by that? That's how good Keon.
No way. No, Keon was supposed to hand it off if he faked Marty off.
Good Lord,
he kept it
what
that
a
time.
hit.
Great read by Keon Carter. He knew the hole wasn't there. He tried to keep it and get up. These guys are really popping past.
Sound like somebody chopping wood out there. That's then. Right. It was a tremendous hit. I'm sure they picked it up on your mic.
Jim, it reminds you of some of the great hits our former alumni John Sport used to make. You remember you hear those licks? Of course, it was always on John, not by Jim.
It was on Merrill.
Oh, is that what it was? That's fighting on the sideline, I guess.
2nd and 10, put me in, coach. Single backfield. Keon wants to throw. He's got Mel Willis there. Juggles.
Incomplete.
And it's incomplete. Brings 3rd down.
Covered that time by Marshall again on that side.
That 10th grader is doing a tremendous job of covering Mel Willis. 2:24 left in the 3rd period.
Now,
this is the 3rd round, the quarterfinals of the state 2A playoffs. Luverne High School Tigers and the Montgomery Academy Eagles.
Now let's see how Luverne adjusts this 3rd and long situation. Jim, Luverne hadn't been in this situation much tonight.
3rd and 10. Straight blitz the whole way. Keon wants to throw. He's got Willis down deep. And they block him away from getting to the
defensive back
ball.
did a great job, though, Jim. He got Mel Willis on his back. He's going for the ball. A great defensive play by the defensive back of Montgomery Academy.
It's 4th down, but I'm sure Butch Norman will go again. Kind of surprised to see him go for that much at one time here.
Well, they've been setting that up earlier, though, Jim. With the short passes, been kind of setting it up that time and tried to go long, but just a great defensive play again by Cone that time just to shield Willis off.
I haven't seen him throw very much across the middle yet. No tight end.
Buck Jones, that's exactly right.
No tight end to the middle. Let's see what happens. Buck's here lined up on our left.
This may be the time for that pass to Buck Jones or either the screen to Rodney Lowry. We're going back to the I formation again this time.
Kind of heavy on the linebackers, though, to try something like this.
The draw to Lowry.
Lowry's got no room there.
Make it.
Luverne turns it over to the Eagles on downs, and the ball will be taken over at the 25 or 26.
Not a bad call that time by Luverne, though. Had them spread out a lot that time. Lowry could have broken one tackle. He had a lot of running room that time. But again, this Montgomery Academy team does a great job of tackling, Jim.
You're right, Ray. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Last time they broke the wishbone, went to an I. Let's see what they do now.
And so far, they really, since the 1st quarter, they have not been able to move the ball on this Luverne defense, Jim.
I formation. Hand to the tailback. He's tackled. Rayon Willis grabs him by the feet, number 50, and he gets nowhere.
Jim, we've talked about Rayon Willis all year long. He's one guy you may not notice for a quarter or so, then all of a sudden he makes 2 or 3 big plays in a row. Tonight, Rayon Willis has been here to play. He's been in that backfield most of the night.
Tremendous job by Rayon there, and that's what he does. Like you say, he's always in the right spot. It's just he shines sometimes real big on a play, and you think, where has he been?
He's just so quick for his size, Jim.
Now they're all in him to throw. Gonna have to cut it back in.
Judson Bowen on his knees that time, Jim, made the tackle that time. Judson Bowen has slipped down on this loose footing on this field, still had his head up, was able to make the tackle on Ellis, and that's a tough job when you're standing up, much less laying down like Ellis was, like Bowen was that time.
3rd down and 4. Gain of 5 on the last play. That's really like just a straight, tall sweep, student body right. Montgomery Academy must get well over the 35-yard line, really past the 36.
3rd and 5, big play defensive for Luverne here. As
And the counter,
misdirection.
missed one, missed two. He's tackled. 4th down. Luverne was not faked by that at all, and they covered. Coach Daniel had been watching that and told them to be ready, and they were.
Number 9, Fernando Pickett, finally able to bring him down. But like I say, 2 missed tackles, one by Willis again that time, one by somebody else, didn't catch the number. But Pickett finally over there, Johnny on the spot to make the tackle.
Foshee back to punt again. Hadn't had very much luck earlier.
Well, he's just trying to keep the ball away from Rodney Lowry. I believe this is by plan the way he's punting it tonight, Jim. They really do not want to kick the ball to Rodney Lowry.
Low snap, flips it over.
Now he just gets a long kick that time.
Punt.
And we still doesn't get a roll.
Field. Touched by Montgomery Academy at the 36-yard line. Still give Luverne the field position. 14 seconds left in this 3rd period, and it's all been on the Montgomery Academy end of the field, but no score.
Jim, I tell you what, I don't know about you, but my stomach's just in knots again. I tell you, I'd feel a lot better if we had a touchdown lead here. This game is just one play away from either team taking charge here.
It's very exciting. This may be the last play of the 3rd period, and it's going to all depend on who's going to do what in the final period to see who advances.
Going back to the single backfield now again. Buck Jones and Pat Cameron both at tight end. Pickett and Willis both out wide left.
Fakes a handoff, wants to throw across the middle of the Buck. That's the one we wanted to see. Number 24 wanted to hold on to Buck, realized he couldn't catch it and let go.
If Keon could have put a little more air into that ball, Jim, let Buck to run on it a little bit, but really Keon kind of threw that on a rope that time. Really didn't put quite enough air into that ball.
Number 24 was there. Good pass defense, but really it was an uncatchable ball. Travis Marshall.
Yeah, one of the 5 seniors. Montgomery Academy team has only 5 seniors. Jim Marshall, one of those 5 seniors.
Luverne has 18 seniors.
18 seniors. Senior-dominated team by Luverne. I remember all these guys, some of his 10th graders, though. Great athletes, you could tell then.
Keon keeps. He
Under
wants
pressure.
To throw. Got pressure.
Setting up the screen.
Throws to the deuce.
And he's fumbled.
Fumbles.
Now they're going to say incomplete. A break for Luverne there. They call that incomplete. A busted play from the very beginning, Jim. Really, Luverne lucky not to have a lineman downfield that time.
And that's the end of the 3rd period. Score is tied at McLemore Field. 10-10. Luverne Tigers and the Montgomery Academy Eagles. We begin the final period. Big 3rd down play here for Luverne.
Pickett in motion.
Keon Carter wants to throw. Has Mel Willis wide open. He's got the 1st down and then some. He's across midfield to the 35-yard line. Mel Willis has come to play football, and we have a late hit on Keon Carter and
not
no
really
call.
Not really a late hit, though. Wasn't a real late hit, though, Jim. They were really on top of him, just took a big lick. 84 Elliott took a big lick on Keon Carter. Really, Keon set that foot that time and really fired that ball to Willis. Good job by Keon Carter. He waited for the last second till Mel Willis broke into free that time before he got rid of the ball.
1st down. Boy, that could be the biggest play of this ball game. Ball's at the 35-yard line.
But we really need to. We've been down here twice in this quarter already, Jim, and not scored, though, so we really need to cash in on this drive.
Long snap, hand to Campbell. He bulls his way through. He drags players as he goes. Gain of about 7 yards. Pat Campbell gains yardage the hard way.
You know, the 3rd quarter, Pat Campbell and Heath Lowry was really punishing the Montgomery Academy team in between the tackles. It looks like maybe we kind of went away from that from the last couple of possessions. Looks like maybe now we're getting in close. We're going to say we'll see if we can make it with a running game.
Gain of 7, 2nd down and 3. The ball is across the 30 down to about the 27.
Big 1st down play, Jim. We talk about field position, and big 1st down plays is the key from here on out.
Luverne hadn't had very many big 1st down plays tonight.
No, it's been 2nd and 3rd and long most of the night.
Long count. Hand again, straight up the middle to the deuce. He's going to be close. Very, very close. Let's see where they spot the ball and check the call.
And Rodney Lowry is now limping, Jim. Looks like this injury is starting to take a toll on Luverne.
1st down. Lowry does step off. Looks like he's having to kind of nurse his leg a little bit. 1st and 10 for the Tigers. The ball is down to about the 25-yard line.
So now you got 2 fullbacks in the backfield now, Jim, with Campbell and Lowry in the backfield. I think Rodney will be back before long. He's just trying to run it off. Maybe took a little deep hit.
Ball's at the 25. 10-10 score. I formation. Campbell, Heath Lowry in the backfield. The throw out is incomplete. Mel Willis was there. Keon unable to get the ball up to him.
When Keon is missed tonight, it's been short. Every time he's missed, it's been short. And, of course, it's usually better to throw it short than it is long. You get starting doing it long, you get to bouncing the ball off people, it's going to be intercepted. So
not only that, Ray, nobody can catch it but him. That ball, though, had he caught it, he would have had to juke once, and then it would have been a lot of green grass between he and the end zone. We're looking south from my left to right.
2nd and 10 now. Really have this defense spread out, Jim. A lot of gaps right in the middle of that defensive line.
And that's what they do. They test it. Keon Carter, though, was snagged down by number 84. That's first time we've had his number called.
No, that's Russ Elliott. He's been in on several plays. That's one of the few seniors from Montgomery Academy. Real leader of this ball team.
Loses about a yard and a half. And this is really 4-down territory at this point, Ray. Again, like you say, this is the 3rd time in this half that Luverne has been in this deep a territory and has not been able to chalk up any numbers.
That's exactly right. You can't keep missing these opportunities. I said 4th time we've been there. We scored the 1st time we was down here. Now 2 other times we've misfired, and this is the 3rd time.
I formation. Keon's got
he's on a rollout.
He throws deep. He's got Buck Jones there and unable to get it to him.
Jim, that's where that ankle injury really hurts you too. He's just not able to plant and throw off that foot. Early in the year, Keon Carter really made those. Looks like he's going to go for the field goal here, Jim. It's going to be about a 45-yarder here.
Ball's on the 27.
Be 34,
yarder. 7 is 34 yards. He's certainly capable of doing this. 44 yards.
44-yard kick. But footing, it'll hurt you with the footing. Remember, we've already used one time out, Jim. We don't need to use another one here.
Samples adjusts himself, gets ready.
Really putting it down about the 32, so it'll be a 42-yarder.
Snap. The kick is up. It's high enough. It's long enough. It is right enough.
Off to the right. It's
just
off to the right. Had the distance, was a little bit, not much. Off to the right.
So the ball will be brought back out to the 20-yard line. It's like a punt, except this was so close. We're still knotted at 10. 9:25 left in this ball game.
That's a good try. Shannon Samuels shouldn't hold his head down on that, Jim. He made a good try at that ball. A lot of mistakes are usually made when you're trying a long field goal like that. You're really trying to drive the ball and don't get it high enough. Shannon did a great job that time of getting the ball up high enough. He had a little bit off to his right. So great try that time.
He showed himself, too, that he's capable of kicking one that far.
That's exactly. We still may need him before this game's over with.
Defense has got to bow up.
Ellis on the carry.
Tosses out to Ellis. He's on the corner.
Jim, the Luverne defense is doing a much better job this half of really stringing those sweeps out. The ends are getting a little bit further out. The linebackers are getting a little bit further out and making Ellis stay to the outside.
Still gains a long 3, maybe 4 yards on that, Ray. That far side looked like it was getting wider and wider.
Jim,
as he got out there.
A good sign now. Rodney Lowry going back in the defensive corner position now for Luverne. Because we can really, I think that changed that last possession once Rodney Lowry went out of that backfield that time.
Sure did. He's got the speed and quickness. Also makes a difference in the defensive back. I formation. Hand to the tailback. Boy, he bulls his way through.
He breaks tackle
all the way to Mel Willis, and he meets a man there.
Willis and Lowry finally bring him down, but he picks up the 1st down. And if I'm not mistaken, is that not the first down in the second half of Montgomery Academy?
That's their first down, and that's a big one. Because even if they don't score or get down on Luverne Tiger territory, they gain on field position.
They're changing field position again.
Clock is cranked right at 9 minutes. 10-10 score. Luverne Tigers, Montgomery Academy Eagles. Back to the bone. Counter inside. Leon Willis is there.
Tatum does a great job, though, again, of breaking tackles. Luverne just not locking up, Jim. They're really putting the licks on them, but not really locking up and bringing them down.
Rayon Willis stops him for a loss. And, you know, I think a lot of it has to do with confusion. They're not real sure where the ball is, and they're not real sure if the guy they're tackling is a decoy or the guy who actually has it, and they're not locking up. But as fast as these guys are, as quick as they are hitting, you might as well go ahead and tackle whoever you got. Tailback again in the backfield here.
Ellis. He's still driving the pile back.
This guy is something else.
They really are strong running backs, Jim. All these runners. Going back on a 3rd and short situation now for Montgomery Academy.
And Ellis has hurt his right knee.
He's really planting and trying to just push the pile is what he's doing, Jim.
I think he hyperextended at that time, Ray. When he planted, he came back over his hip trying to dive, and I believe his right knee may have buckled under him a little bit. I tell you what, this kid is nothing but strength.
He is. He has really shown us tonight. Walking off, he's out.
Third down, he's walking off over there, Ray. I tell you what, this kid's going to be fine.
It's going to be 3rd and 4 now for Montgomery Academy. A big play here for the Tiger defense. Back in the 5-3 defense
earlier. Boy, what a gap up the middle.
But your man is right there in that middle, Jim. They go off the right side.
Good job. Do you see that speed blow in there then?
That's Sherrod Wood.
Brings up 4th down. Big,
he brought
big
Tatum
play
down. It's
right
hard
there.
to bring Tatum down one-on-one, but he really knocked Tatum's feet out from under him. Again, Luverne should have decent field position this time around their own 30-yard line at least, hopefully. Really not putting anybody back deep, it doesn't look like. Coach Norman's contending just letting this ball, of course, so far tonight, Montgomery Academy has not got any kind of roll on a punt.
They may be considering a fake here, too, though. You got the quarterback back there. He's going to punt it. And I tell you what, he just showed whether or not he can punt it or not.
That's right.
That ball
But he still didn't get a roll, though.
No, they didn't. But it's spotted at about the 15.
15-yard.
Montgomery Academy finally gets field position at a 7-11 mark in the 4th period.
Still a lot of time left in this ball game, though, Jim. A 10-10 game, just like Montgomery Academy wants it. Wants it to come down to a game of just inches, giving them a chance to win it at the end.
I don't see how that flag is staying so limp because the breeze just blew through here. First and 10 from the 15. It's getting down to the nitty-gritty here, Ray.
You need to avoid the turnover here, Jim. Very important. You don't want to turn the ball over here deep in your own territory. Luverne jumps that
Pat
time.
Campbell moves. 88 responds.
This is going to back them up that much further now. Going to make it 1st and 15 from the 10-yard line now. So, again, you just don't want to turn the ball over. You want to hold on to this ball, try to wait for a big play to get a couple of first downs.
Luverne got their backs against the wall here.
Jim, I don't think anybody's left this stadium, though, yet.
No, I
it's
think
still
some
a
others
packed
may
house.
have. John Williams finally showed up from Birmingham. Saw him at halftime.
He just got lost. He was down in Luverne. He just got lost. He couldn't find his way back up.
A lot of alumni here tonight. Hand straight inside. Gain of maybe a yard, and that's it.
You know, I noticed before the game, Jimmy, talking about the alumni, a lot of them was taking their hats off, comparing how much hair they all had left, I think. So that's what most of the old alumni, I guess, do when they get together.
That's right. There was a group there from 20-year graduates to 30-year alumni, and it was kind of strange. Some people didn't recognize old classmates because of gray hair or no hair.
Of course, they all noticed how good-looking I still was, I noticed it.
I didn't hear that.
Carter back to pass.
Wants to throw.
Oops, that's what we talked about. Tip
Number
pass.
64 is Johnny on the spot. Willis was open, but it was tipped.
But, Jim, they are really noticing Willis. I still think there's a good chance later on that we find Buck Jones open. There was 3 guys around Mel Willis that time. They were really keeping an eye on Willis. Look for us to let Mel Willis clear the pass sooner or later and Buck sneak in behind him sooner or later.
Buck was there earlier.
We haven't seen Buck Jones with the ball in his hand. We've tried to throw to him a couple of times, just haven't been able to get the ball to him yet.
Big third down play, 3rd and 12. There's kind of a breeze blowing into Luverne's face. Single backfield. Keon's going to pass. Mel Willis is open. Pickett is open. Pickett is fouled. He is bumped right as he's going to go up and catch the ball, and that's a big penalty there against Pickett.
Against Montgomery Academy. I tell you what, though, Jim, that wasn't the prettiest pass in the world, but it was on the money for sure. It was fluttering. Wasn't a clear spiral, but it was really on the money that time to Pickett.
And you know what, Ray? The only person to touch that ball was Pickett. Fernando
exactly
Pickett had his hands on it and nobody else.
Getting bumped by Tatum all the way in that time.
Well, turnabout's fair play. That's the second pass interference call. The first was against Luverne right before halftime, took him out of position. This is against the Eagles.
And more importantly, it gets Luverne out of a deep hole, Jim. I'd hate to be punting from that end zone like Luverne would have had to done there. So this is a big break for Luverne. They just need to take advantage of it.
6:26, ball's at about the 27-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Pickett in motion. First time we've seen motion. Spreading that defense a little bit more. Carter wants to pass. Blitz is picked up. Carter has room.
Got Lowry out the flats.
Makes a good cool catch. He's got some room. Cuts back for blockers against Willis. And he's across the midfield to the 40-yard line.
I am glad Keon Carter saw him out in the flats. I'd hate to see Keon trying to run for that ball. Lowry is by himself out in the flats that time. Keon Carter very smartly gets the ball in Lowry's hand. He goes off to the races, makes 2 big moves, and he gets great big yardage for Luverne.
What's really funny is he catches that ball and just freezes, looks it all the way in, doesn't try to run till he gets it, and then cuts loose, tries to pick up some blocks.
He's almost too open. It scares you when you see somebody that open.
I formation.
A lot of room on the left side over there.
They see that throw out again.
Keon follows the hole.
Keon Carter drives first down.
Jim, I feel sorry for the defensive backs of Montgomery Academy. He never knew Keon Carter had it. He just ran right by him.
Tyler Caldwell makes a shoestring tackle against Keon Carter, and that saved the day. Otherwise, Keon would have limped all the way in.
Jim, this is the first life we've seen out of this Luverne offense here in the 4th quarter. I tell you, they have really, that personal foul penalty of pass interference has really fired this Luverne team up, and they think they have a chance at it now.
Ball's at the 27-yard line. I formation. Keon Carter's a quarterback. He wants to throw, throws out in the flat. Willis is there. One man to beat. Pickett's out blocking on the corner.
But again, let's take our hats off to number 4, Brian Conigan. He is one of the really, this is the best tackle I've seen since the cornerback from Clay County last year, Jim.
Who was the second baseman for the Florida Marlins? Cone? No.
Benitez was the second baseman of Florida.
No,
he was the most valuable player.
Okay.
In the World Series.
Never mind. Mark that out, Marty, and take this off the tape.
David Cone is a pitcher for the New York Yankees.
Cone is a pitcher.
Yeah, that's right.
He slips.
As a screen to Lowry.
Lowry's got room. Got one man to beat. He's in.
Great job.
Tigers!
Jim, my hat's off to Buck Jones. Though Buck Jones had a chance to make a block that time. The guy turned on him. Buck just moved backwards, didn't make contact. And Rodney Lowry's off to the races. Great call by Butch Norman.
The Tigers come from a hole offsides at the 15, backed up to the 10.
Yards.
Gains out to with a third down play. Pass interference, and this big play after big play, and now Shannon Samples is set to take a 7-point lead.
Jim, that's drives that make champions out of you, I guarantee you.
The kick, it's up, and it's good! Shannon Samples pushes this one through. Looks like he may have tried to compensate a little bit for the pull that he did earlier, but this one makes the mark.
Jim, that is really what I call a championship drive that time, Jim. He ended up being 90 yards, like you say, after that 5-yard penalty. And it looks like this Luverne Tiger team says we will not be defeated.
Oh, what a ball game. We still have 4:45. This game's far from being over, but it pushes Montgomery Academy into a game that they're not comfortable with.
No, they don't want to have to throw the ball. And I still look for them to try to run the ball, make some big plays. Only throw maybe on first down and second down when Luverne's not expecting it, Jim. But now it's up to this Tiger defense. If I had to put the ball in somebody's hands, I like putting it on the Tiger defense as tough as they've been these last few weeks.
You're right, Ray. Shannon Samples set to kick off. He's kicking off into a win. We can expect a return on this.
They must have weights in that flag over on that flagpole.
The ball is on the ground. It's muffed. It's in the end zone, and it's down right there. It doesn't matter if you touch it or not. Shannon finally puts one into a position that can't be returned at the 4:44 mark in the fourth period. First and 10 from the Eagles. They're at their own 20. It's up to the Tigers now to stop this drive.
Jim, the Eagles have just seen Luverne drive 90 yards. Now they're facing 80 yards of green in front of them.
Luverne substitute number 23, Tony Parks, in from Mel Willis. Give Mel a little bit of a break.
He's in for Fernando Pickett at cornerback.
The pursuit cut back inside, keeps it on the ground, gain of about 7 yards. Heath Lowry was back there unable to get past the block of number 3, Harris.
Now 3 is John Ellis. 21, Seth Tatum on the carry that time for Montgomery Academy again, showing that they are not ready to quit.
Clock's running, 4:20 left in the ball game.
Jim, earlier I was watching some film this week on Montgomery County. One game they trailed Lochapoka 14-0 before they came back and beat them, so they're not unaccustomed to coming from behind.
The toss in the backfield. Great pursuit by none other than Buck Jones.
No, that was number 87. Terry McGee that time in his cornerback position.
McGee blows through, makes him make a turn, and then he's polished off, I believe, by Pat Campbell. Clock's running, 3:50 left in the ball game.
Jim, number 63, DeCarlos Walters on the sideline of Luverne. This is the most injured we've seen all year, so you know what kind of hard hitting going on out there on that field. Now Montgomery Academy takes the time out.
3:43 left. Let me remind you, go by First Citizens Bank, see John Harrison, William Petrie, drink Pepsi Cola. Go to Superfoods, go by there every morning, Ray. They got some of the best fruit section I know they do. I go by and buy apples and oranges. John Wilson.
I know you buy them eggs and sausage and bacon, Jim. You're not fooling me.
That's just like a chicken man pushing those eggs.
So don't skip your eggs for breakfast, folks.
Butler Realty and Timber Company, and of course Tom Russell and the gang, Amico Products, right here in Montgomery, down in Troy and Luverne. We appreciate these guys for bringing this broadcast to you.
And boy, those Amico places sure do have some nice canopies on them, don't they?
They sure do. Thank you, Tom. Third down, 3rd and 3. 3:43 left. Let's see what adjustments Montgomery
Jim,
Academy tries to make.
I know the folks get tired of us saying it, but this is a big play in this ball game right here, Jim.
There have been some big third down plays in this ball game. Of course, they would probably go on 4th down, Ray.
Yeah, I think so, because I think they know they're not going to get the ball back if they have to give it back to Luverne.
I formation. They're going to pass. Throws it in the flat. He's open and it's caught. And he's gained the first down out.
That's
really
Tatum on the catch.
To the 37-yard line.
Had Tatum out on the wing that time. We saw him earlier out there, and he just floated out the flats. Deshaun McGee wasn't able to get to him quick enough from his linebacker position. Tatum's able to pick up the first down.
Clock is cranked at 3:33, a minute and 11 off of this clock since they've taken over.
Now McGee comes back in for Rodney Lowry at corner. Pitches to Tatum.
Lowry is there to make the stop for a loss. Not only does he loses yardage, he loses time.
And I don't know how Heath got up from under that block, Jim. The man was laying on top of Heath. He just squirms out from under him and just takes Tatum's feet out from under.
Looks like an armadillo going under an 18-wheeler all the way in there and snatches him down for a 4-yard loss.
You may try to kill him, but you got to just cut his head off in order to kill him. He's just like a snake. He just won't die.
He'll grow another one. 2nd down and 14, 2:45 left in the ball game.
He's going to throw at it. Watch the screen.
Ball is out in the flats, incomplete across the 50. Good throw. Nobody could catch it but the receiver.
Good
and he
try
wasn't able to get
by
there.
Number 10, John Sullivan, a 10th grade tight end that time. A good effort by him that time, but not able to quite get his hands on the ball.
Such young players here for the academy.
They have 5 seniors on this roster, Jim. They're going to be a team to be reckoned with next year.
3rd down, 2:41 left in the ball game, and the Luverne Tigers lead 17-10.
And like you say, though, they're in 2-down territory here. And I know Coach Tatum would love to get it on this down, but he'd be satisfied to at least get half of it or more on this down.
Double wide outs puts Heath Lowry covering on one side. Bobo Lowry's there as well. Shotgun formation. Throw is in the flat. Great play by number 11, McGee, and the flag's down. I'm not sure what that would be. Could be offensive.
Holding. No, it could be defensive holding. I don't know. When he went to make his
cut, maybe offensive pass interference because he had a push off. Let's see. Don't know. Yes.
Well, I think they're actually going to call illegal procedure, didn't they?
It's something. I couldn't see his hands.
If it's offensive pass interference, that's a loss of down. Offsides against the Eagles is what they call it.
That's strange.
That was a late flag.
Unbelievable.
He didn't make his cut. I thought I saw the flag come out.
It's declined.
Now it's going to be 4th and long. So actually a break for Luverne there.
That was illegal motion is what that was.
Yeah, illegal motion. That's what I thought.
Or illegal participation. Caught them cheating somehow, Ray. We don't know. 4th down.
In the shotgun again. They're going to take another timeout. I want to talk this one over. This is the big play of the game for Montgomery Academy.
They've moved the ball around so much we about lost it. It's 4th down,
about
14, 2:37 left, and this is a last gasp offensive play by the Montgomery Academy Eagles.
Jim, this game is everything we thought it would be.
This is quite exciting. You know, a lot of people thought it would be a blowout. You don't blow out Montgomery Academy.
No,
if they ever get the mitts on the ball, they hold on to it, and they eat the clock up like Cheerios. It's unbelievable what they've done tonight with the ball. But now they've got one play. They've got to get almost to the midfield in order to keep this thing.
Jim, they knew they didn't have the skilled athletes that Luverne had. They needed a way to beat Luverne to keep the ball away from them. They have followed Coach Tatum's game plan to a T. They have really worked hard, does not make mistakes. We've seen them make one mistake on a pass earlier in the game. But they just don't make mistakes. They hold on the ball and grind it out. And it's exactly like Coach Tatum would draw them. I know he's proud of this team tonight.
They've played every formation possible, Ray. They've had the wishbone, the I formation. Now they're in the shotgun, wing T. High snap, a rush, the throw, the pass is caught. It's going to be a score. Unbelievable. Mel Willis, Fernando Pickett split on the guy, and he catches it.
That's number 9, Glenn Sylvester, the kicker for Montgomery Academy, gets it in the end zone, Jim. Like I say, Pickett thought he had a shot at it, but Foshee really put a lot of mustard on that ball that time.
He split the two defenders, catches the ball in mid-stride, and now we're 17-16. Will he go for 2, or will he go for 1?
They're going to take a timeout.
Take their last time out, Montgomery Academy does, to decide what to do.
Jim, if I was a riverboat gambler, I'd go for 2 here, because, again, I don't think they match up good with Luverne toe-to-toe. It'd be interesting to see what they do here.
Five left in the quarterfinals here at McLemore Field, and they're going to show extra point with a single PAT.
I'd watch for a fake here. It'd be interesting. Sylvester comes up with a big play. He ain't even been in the game much tonight, especially at split in, but he showed great concentration.
Split wide left, single coverage on him by Fernando Pickett. Both Pickett and Willis was there. Really thought one of them might intercept it, but instead he catches it between the defenders and scores. Now let's see what he does.
It's blocked.
It's blocked.
Heath Lowry.
He picks it up. Dead ball. It's blocked. It's no good.
Number 5, Heath Lowry comes through again.
Mr. Everything, Heath Lowry.
How many big plays has he made? Big play after big play.
Mr. Everything, Heath Lowry is there to make the play. We've got a new nickname for the man.
I'll tell you what, Jim, 2:25 left in this game. There's still a lot of time left. Montgomery Academy only has 1 timeout left, though, so Luverne really needs to get this ball, get 1 first down, and that should take care of it.
Not sure they have 1 left, Ray. They've used 3, I think.
They have.
If that's the case, all the Tigers have to do is secure the ball, and they can almost run it out without a first down. What an exciting ball game.
It's
everything that you need to see.
The pass play of Montgomery Academy reminded me of several years ago when Luverne was playing up in Cordova. We looked like we had nothing left, had 1 play left in us, do a long pass to Carter and Golden, and caught it in between 2 receivers and went for a defender and went for a touchdown.
And speaking of alumni, I saw Carlton Golden here tonight. He's here, works in Montgomery, does quite well. I believe he was with Frito-Lay.
Look for an onside kick here, Jim. Luverne's expecting it. Got all the hands people up. Even got number 3, Cecil Jackson, back in there, Jim, on this kickoff return team.
That's right. Mel Willis is there, Cecil's there, Buck's there.
Yeah, I think this is a good idea to put Mel over here and put Cecil on this side.
Here comes the shift. Not yet, folks. They haven't whistled.
I thought you had to have 5 on each side of the ball unless they have changed that.
Unless they've changed it. Golly, number 63 boots the ball.
He had it all around him. It's like a Mexican jumping bean. DeCarlos Walters.
DeCarlos does,
finally get it.
He covers it, and that's a big,
almost
big
kicked
play.
That ball a little bit too hard that time, Jimmy. It got to Luverne too quick. Didn't give him time to get down there. But that rule has obviously changed because at one time they wouldn't let you load up on one side of the ball. They made you keep 5
and they don't in
on
college and pro still, but they apparently do in high school. It didn't work, though. I wish I knew how many timeouts that
we'll find
they have,
out.
and I think, we'll know real quick. I formation, Campbell and Lowry in the backfield. Willis and Pickett left. Hand inside.
Right in the middle of the Campbell.
Campbell's got some room. He's across the 20, the the 50, down to the 40, 35-yard line. First down, clock stops.
Big ramble that time by Pat Campbell again, but really the clock stopping doesn't matter that much because they got a fresh set of downs. That's all that matters.
2:17 left in the ball game. Tigers lead 17-16.
Pat Campbell coming off, and guess who's going in? Number 5, Heath Lowry. You look for him maybe to throw a pass here, knowing Heath Lowry's done everything else tonight.
Mr. Everything. We have No Name Jackson. We have my man Judson Bowen. And, of course, now we've got the Deuce.
And now we got
and
Mr. Everything.
Mr. Everything is at fullback.
Long count.
Mr. Everything has it. Sure hands. Gain of about a step or two.
Good tackle that time by number 3, John Ellis. Really wraps Lowry up that time.
We're under the 2-minute mark by the time this ball is spotted. And I don't think that the Academy has a timeout left because they would be using it soon. Minute 57, second down and 9.
Coach Owens is on the side. Coach Alford's on the sideline. Be telling him when to snap the ball. He's holding his hands up. Give us to Campbell.
Campbell again.
They're really doing a great job protecting the ball. He's got 2 hands wrapped around the ball.
Brings up third down.
Good sportsmanship still being shown.
They're trying to get the clock, get him up so the clock doesn't run out. The heck was sportsmanship. They don't want Luverne to use up a single second by laying on the ground. I notice Alford has his hand up, and that lets Keon know how much time he's got to snap the ball. Hand comes down. Hand inside to Campbell. He rambles, he spins, he turns, he gains about 6 yards. It'll be fourth down.
And they will not dare punt this ball, Jim. They'll keep this ball on the ground.
No doubt about it. Fourth down, 4th and 3.
Luverne will have to snap it again.
Have to snap it again, but it'll be less than 20 seconds left in the ball game.
But it will stop on change of possession. So Montgomery County will get one more play.
Unless Luverne gets a first down.
That's right. It'll be a big first down here.
Might even throw this, Ray, because it won't really matter.
Yeah, that's true, but I don't want to take a chance of interception. A tip ball. Look for Keon maybe to fake it and keep it. No, they give it to Campbell.
Campbell's got the first down. That will be ball game.
Great run by Pat Campbell. Good cut back to the middle.
Pat Campbell has been the man of the night. He has made so many of these plays. 24
Mr. Steady.
seconds.
If I got to give him a nickname, it's Mr. Steady.
Old Steady there, 22, gets the first down. 20
seconds.
seconds. We won't even snap the ball, Ray. You can count it down.
Jim, I'll tell you what, great ball game, Jim. Great ball game. Jim, I think you're going down the field, try to get a word in with Butch Norman, and we'll try to take it from here on out. And there, the fans are counting it down. The clock is showing all zeros. And on the scoreboard, it shows the Luverne Tigers 17, the Montgomery Academy Eagles 16. Folks, you got your money's worth of this game tonight. I tell you what, everybody's here tonight. I want to watch this game on playback because I tell you, it is everything everybody thought it would be. Just a great, hard-fought, hard-nosed ball game between two gritty football teams. Really not many mistakes on either team, just fighting it out to see who would hold the upper hand. It went down to the very last play, and Heath Lowry was able to drive through the line and block the extra point attempt by Montgomery Academy to secure this 17-16 win. And we'll go to Jim Purdue on the field now with the interview.
Coach, that was an exciting game. Third round of the playoff, two teams with different approaches, us wide open offense and them up the middle, and it was a strength against strength type of deal. What a game. What an exciting football game.
Yeah, Jim, it was. I don't like them like that, but, I'd lot rather, win if you're going to have a close one like that. I just tell you, I told one other TV station a while ago that, hey, that Heath Lowry he owns the key to Luverne tonight. He just exemplifies everything that's good and great about this game of high school football. There's a lot of kids played our hardest out here tonight, but boy, I'm happy for him because it couldn't happen to a better kid. I'm gonna hunt him a football to give him too. I don't want him to never forget that one.
He really brings a lot of spark to everything on offense and defense. When he makes a big play, it's like flipping a switch. We've got a lot of nicknames on the cable. We call everybody from My Man Judson to No Name Jackson, and now it's Mr. Everything Heath Lowry. Blocked the kick that would have put them ahead or tied it up, and it just took the air out of it. But what a big win. Congratulations. We move on now to the semifinals. Next week, hopefully, it'll be a Crenshaw County match, and from word earlier, it could be. We look forward to the next game.
Well, I'm just proud we're going to be in the next one. I'm ready to get back to Crenshaw County, and we'll worry about who we play next week when we get back. But I'm awful proud of them. I think everybody expected this. I think Steve asked me before the game, how do you prepare a team that just broke a 55-0 streak, and I go, I don't know. I guess nobody else does because nobody ever's done it. So, I'm proud this one's over. I want to, congratulate Coach Tate and Montgomery Academy. They're a tough bunch of competitors.
Absolutely. We'll see you next week, Coach, and congratulations.
Thank you, Jim. I'll see you later.
Well, Ray, a very exciting ball game. You know what? It's a little wet out here. They had a local shower here apparently this morning, kind of a wet feel.
I'm sure it was well planned there, Jim, when you plan these showers, but it was, and it was a great ball game. I don't want to take anything away from this ball game. Great ball game, both sides of the ball. Montgomery Academy left nothing out here on this field. They gave it everything they got. Luverne Tigers was a little bit flat tonight, but in the end, when they had to do it, they came through, and that's what matters is senior leadership. We've talked about it all year. Luverne was just bound and determined they were not going to lose this ball game. Look, we got another game next Friday night, either in Cottonwood or Highland Home, so everybody be with us.
You'll see a lot of playoff games on this field with a lot of 10th graders, 11th graders, and only 5 seniors. Montgomery Academy looks forward to a lot of good football games right here.
Yeah, look for next year. Montgomery Academy and Highland Home is going to be 2 of your stronger teams in 2A next year. I guarantee you. Both very young clubs have gone deep in the playoffs this year.
For Luverne, Crenshaw Cable, and Troy Cable, I'm Jim Perdue and Ray Hilburn, and we'll see you next.
You have romance without love.
I just want to share my life with someone.